Starting the game at Kardinia Park with the yellow football. Mossop is beaten by Saru, but it comes to Whitcomb. He's kicked to centre half forward. Johnston there, comes to the back, running straight through it. Oh, gee, didn't mind going through. Partly stopped by Featherby. Picked up Roberts to centre half forward, past Herbert. Down goes Card. And the handball out from Whitcomb, a sweeping one to Yates. Now Nankervis up to half forward flank, and David Clark, a good lead and mark.
Ball there, Rod Blake. And finally, Marcy blows the whistle for ball up as Neil extracts himself from the pack.
Saru beats Blake. Clark almost throws it out. Intercepted Barker. He's kicked to centre half back. Jack Hawkins. Hawkins marking just outside the centre square. Distance will be a problem. Forward pocket. He's going for Johnston. Blake's there as well. Front of the pack. Bruns inside centre half forward. Hooks to goal. All St Kilda back there. Jeff Saru.
Quickly plays on. Doesn't waste any time. Given the lead by Trevor Barker. Ball's knocked away from him. Back down towards Roberts once again. Struggle. Chance now for St Kilda to break away. That was good football by Burns. Caught was fiddling. Roberts. Oh, hefty bump handed out there, and the ball's allowed to play on. Dunn with a good fist to drive the Saints into attack, but turned away once again. Geelong sending forward. It bounces in open territory. A little bit of pressure here. Geelong to Matthews. Quick snap by Kelvin Matthews. Carries the pack for a behind.
Kick by Breen towards the outer side for Saru. Mossop gets in front and takes a fine mark. And he really has filled the gap left by Blake. Blake returning to the team today is an unexpected inclusion. Hands to that one, but couldn't take the mark. Off hands to Bruns, who was well tackled by Breen. Picked up by Thomas. Through the goal square he goes. Good run. Long kick towards centre wing. Philetics there with Card. Card goes to the ground. Across comes Hawkins to chop it off for Geelong on centre wing.
Hawkins gives it back, which was good football. And Geelong looking for Clark. Got the good call. Yates going past, looks for the hand pass. Play on now. Clark towards full forward. Matthews undermanned there, but there's Blake. Oh, over the top of Matthews and everybody. And what a good mark. Rod Blake, a surprise selection in the Geelong team. Angle 45 degrees. Distance no problem. Accuracy. Ooh, it swung back, but after it had passed the stumps.
Breen, good kick. Saru at the back of Mossop. Mossop almost again. The umpire paid a free. Mossop being held by the arm. Kick by Mossop. This is about 30 metres short in front. Saru, who doubled back quickly to take that one. Onto his rover Roberts. High one towards the centre of the ground. Yates over the top of Dunn. Down in front to Featherby. Oh, handball straight to the opposition. Herbert. Herbert's kick. Gorozitis unmarked at centre half forward, but the kick missed him. Now it's all Geelong. Malaki.
Make way for Malaki as he came through, but it went nowhere, and went nowhere fast into the arms of Burns. Burns leads out wide by Dunn. Unmarked in the forward pocket. Nobody within 30 metres as Jeff Dunn fires on goal. It's coming back, but not far enough. And in fact, it was a mile off target. But St Kilda have it in their attacking area.
Ian Nankervis. Half-back flank. Hawkins is there. Herbert with a leap at the back. Hawkins paddles inboard to Featherby. From half-back towards the centre of the ground. Thomas running straight at it and marking. Bombs the kick forward, but off the side of the boot. Out towards the pocket. Too far for Jeffries. Out of play, a throw-in.
St Kilda kicking against the breeze in the first term. Mossop in ruck doing battle with Herbert. Mossop the left hand of the ball, and Geelong to break away once again. Ray Card high to the centre wing. Fiddler and his opponent Scratcher Neal battling for the ball. It could be Fiddler who emerges victorious from that lot. What good play. Chance now for Boss, who leads in the race to the ball. Had Nancarrow going past but too far. Bruns backs him up and thought better of playing on.
Bruns at half back, just over the wing. Thomas likes running straight at that ball. This is Hewitt. Inside half forward. Scott nudging out Mossop and gives away the free. Not so much a nudge as an absolute crash. And John Mossop doing extremely well on the ball. He's taken, it's his third kick. Across goals to Malaki. Oh, bad kick. Close to the boundary line. Didn't go out on the full. It's going to be a throw in though. This is at right half forward for St Kilda.
Well, from Mossop's mark, they gain 10 yards forward and 50 yards across ground. Folletic in ruck for St Kilda. Mossop does it all on his own, gives it to Bruns, and Bruns looks for somebody in the centre, but not there. Saru lurking. Fiddler back, allows the ball to bounce, and St Kilda just a little bit under pressure now. Durnan shows him the ball, gets his kick eventually, just in time. Roberts to tidy up in the centre of the ground. Oh, look at the pace. He's going to have a shot for goal. It's close. Great pace shown there by Roberts to break away and take that bounce.
Geelong 2 points, St Kilda 1. Malaki's kick towards the outer side. Big pack over the top, Burns, but in front the mark to Saru. His kick not as much distance as Malaki's. Forward pocket. Scott out number 2 to 1. Jeffries the mark. Paul Jeffries in the back pocket. It's a low scoring start to the game, but there's already been some pretty good football. A lot of it by Mossop. Here's a grassroots level mark taken by Whitcomb at half back.
And a penalty applied to the man on the mark. Whitcomb short approach to the ball. Kicks towards Johnson, who flies from behind the pack. No business there. All the redheads are there, and it's finally Neal for Geelong towards half forward. Anyone behind the pack's got a chance. Clark interfering with his opponent. And a good side bump there. Too high the tackle. Ooh, lucky to get out of that one, Mark Yates. Good strong kick at goal. It won't reach the distance. Geelong in front, knocked away from Johnson again. There's Matthews charging at the ball and coming out victorious. Banana kick to the goal square. Bright, an easy goal for the Cats.
First goal of the game, taking almost 10 minutes. Big editing space here.
Several crunches of apple.
Terry Bright, the first goal of the match, and it took 10 minutes. Mossop and Saru almost a dead heat. Nancarrow to Yates. Hurried left footer up and down. Bright on the wing. Well done by Elphinston. It spills to Featherby. Taken away from him by Bruns. Well tackled by Burns. Picked up by Doug Cox. Evades one on centre wing. Right foots it inside half forward. Roberts gets in front of Nancarrow, but he gets the spoil. Duperuzal, 15 metres out. Great smother by Mark Boss, and Boss brings it out of defence for Geelong.
Close to the boundary line on the full, but there's Yates to tidy up just inside the line with that handy mark. The lead given by Mossop towards half forward. Mossop goes to the ball with Saru, climbed high over the pack, couldn't win it. Bruns got one high, and umpire Cameron bursting through and having a rather serious word there to Grant Thomas, the St Kilda half-back. Runs to half forward now. All the big flyers. A St Kilda flyer. And an easy mark at the back to Hewitt.
Durnan, I think, yes. Kick to centre wing. Boss in front. Followed by Duperoozle, but gets his kick into the forward pocket. Blake gets in front. Can't mark when he gets there. Breen with him. Handballing no one. Ball out of play, right half forward for Geelong. Saru and Blake. Blake to the front. In goes Barker for it, and will take a free for a push in the back. Trevor Barker with the free from half-back.
Playing ruck rover for St Kilda today. Kicks to no one in particular. Mossop almost a one-hander. There to tidy up his captain. Feeds the handball further afield. Geelong developing the handball and running game as it goes back to Nancarrow. Nancarrow to Blake in the pocket, and he marks. Second mark in the forward line to Rod Blake. Kicks towards the kick-off lines. It's a bit off target. Elphinston the chance. Comes back to it again when he fumbled originally. Geelong with the ball on the ground, Bright, but Cameron has his arms akimbo to bounce the ball.
Geelong only 10 or 15 metres out from goal. Saru wins though. Bruce Nankervis. High tackle, will take the free kick. So Bruce Nankervis playing his 200th game. A chance to score Geelong's second goal. They lead 1-2 to 1 behind. Across the face of goal, Blake. And pretty handy player to have coming back into the team with Mossop doing most of the ruck work. Blake in the forward pocket when he's got the height and can outmark as comfortably as that. And if Geelong can keep Blake for the second half of the season without further injury, the Cats could well improve their position on the ladder. Rod Blake from only about 8 metres out. Not much to shoot at though. Good kick. A goal, Geelong's second.
The angle was so tight that the ball stuck between the posts.
Brightness, you know, the colour.
Rod Blake has just kicked Geelong's second goal. St Kilda yet to have a goal on the board. Whitcomb tries to break his way through the pack, but it's St Kilda here, and the hand pass coming towards that man who always runs straight at the ball, and it comes off once again. Good football by Thomas, but not such a good kick. Geelong leading in the race to the ball. Jeffries favoured by his preferred kicking boot, his left, but not a great kick, and a good interception by Hewitt. Hewitt back in towards half forward, where Barker has to fly, but he's outnumbered. Card a handball up at the edge of Nancarrow. Has options going past him, Malarkey. Malarkey changes his mind and finds jumping Jack. Hawkins towards half forward, but St Kilda's in front once again, and Thomas is coming up. It must be his 10th kick already.
He's almost best on the ground, Grant Thomas. That's a bad mistake out on the wing by Cunningham. Gives away the free kick to Bright. Bright's kick to half forward. In front, Thomas again. That was his third mark, coming up for kick number 5, and we've been playing only 15 minutes. A boomer up towards half forward. Herbert in front, thumps on. Intercepted Nancarrow.
Nice spin out of the pack to Clark. Possession on his non-kicking foot to Matthews. Is a long way out of ground and has to take it across on centre wing. Mossop. A little bit of a nudge in the back, which the umpire saw, and gives the free kick. But high kick and a lot of distance too to the southern end. Double fist by Malarkey. There's Folletic. A chance now for Barker. About to be snaffled, but got rid of it. Comes back to it again. High to the kickoff lines. Where is Gorozidis? There he is in the pack. Off hands to Clark. Clark does the job well and provides Whitcomb with the ball out in the back pocket. He in turn to Hawkins on half-back.
Geelong getting out in the open. Hawkins handball over the top to Mossop from centre wing to half forward. Johnston. Thomas hasn't given him a touch of the ball yet. The ball out of play. Right half forward. Geelong back into attack, leading 2-2 to 1 behind, and we're at the 16-minute mark. Saru helped up field by Hewitt. Taken away by Cox. Long kick to half forward. Roberts with Nancarrow. Roberts had the chance to mark, still has the chance to gain possession. Handballs to nobody. Here comes Gorozidis. Jeffries spins through him. Was going to get a free kick for a high tackle. The umpire said play on. Jeffries to centre wing. All Geelong here. Whitcomb. Good shepherding by Boss. Whitcomb to half forward, or inside half forward. Matthews. Elphinston flew high. Bright taps up the ground for Blake. Open go for Rod Blake. Handballs to Nancarrow, and Bruce Nankervis kicks Geelong's third goal.
Bruce Nankervis was in the centre of the ground when the ball was on the centre wing. He just kept running. Got his just rewards. Bruce Nankervis has just kicked Geelong's third goal. Nice bit of smothering in the centre there by Burns for St Kilda. The Saints about to go forward as Herbert knocks on. Dunn has the chance here off the ground. About to be tackled by Card. Spins out of the pack. Oh, hospital handball to Feletic. Back to Dunn. Up in the air once again. And the Geelong defence a little bit under pressure there. A push in the back to Nancarrow, who went in and got the football. Ian Nancarrow, the captain of the Cats, to clear their lines.
The kick doesn't cover a lot of distance. It's still short of centre wing. Hawkins taps down to Boss. Mossop. Featherby. Gee, wide open here again for Geelong. Featherby can take it almost right to centre half forward. Well smothered by Michael Roberts. Roberts to centre wing. Hawkins in front. Good take. Bruns. Gee, Geelong are thrashing St Kilda at the moment. Blake gets in front. Off hands to Bright. Another one.
St Kilda have done everything right by being in front.
Your comments after the goal have got to be better than Bright has just, or Nancarrow has just kicked Geelong's third goal. It's exactly what I just said. You've got to think of something better to say than that.
Geelong leading by 25 points. St Kilda doing a lot of the attacking, but not amounting to anything. There the Saints go forward again through Cunningham. Up into the pocket. Big slow turn by Scott. Fly from behind St Kilda, but Malaki's the man in front. Jeffries comes up to this grandstand flank again for Neil, and he's allowed the mark.
Oh, Boss is 45 metres in the clear. Where are the St Kilda players? Boss drives it to half forward. Clark's down there with Johnston, who at last takes a mark. Peter Johnston to the left of centre half forward. Distance will worry him, and it's a bad kick. He hooked it out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Barry Breen to kick it back in.
St Kilda veteran towards half-back, looks for the fly by Barker, and he grabs the ball right from the back. Saints coming away once again. Another fly from behind, not by St Kilda that time. Here's Cunningham to open it up. Handball inboard was unfortunate because the recipient slipped over. Featherby puts his body in. He's held. The ball's free. Now to be bounced. Peter Cameron with St Kilda slightly in attack.
Geelong 25 points in front at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. Duperuzal bowled over. just about to come out with his first clear possession. And the umpire stopped him with a blow of the whistle. Barker, clean possession. Tackled high and will take the free. G's fought hard this year and has dominated all season for St Kilda and would nearly be in front in Brownlow County.
His fourth kick towards full forward. Scott tries one hand, unsuccessful, and Geelong defence in bulk. Hawkins caught with the ball, and the Saints could go forward from here, but a foolish push in the back. Absolutely foolish. Jack Hawkins once again out to this grandstand flank. Yates in the pack punches down, but it's all St Kilda here. Roberts has done it beside him, forced a hand pass indiscriminately. Nancarrow gets his kick before the tackle. It's all St Kilda, 3-1. Saru, can he pick it up? Eventually to Burns under pressure. He might just get out of it with Burns to tidy up again. He finds Roberts unguarded in the centre.
Go, Robbie!
Round onto that trusty left boot. Kicks it long towards the kickoff lines.
And Jeffrey's doing a fine job in defence. Takes yet another mark. Bruce Nankervis gives him a lead at half-back flank. Jeffries goes long to centre wing. Fiddler from the back. Yates hands to the ball. Off the ground by Dunn. Has to skirt around Mossop. Mossop did well for a big bloke. Duperoozle now. Over the top to Dunn. In trouble. Further on here to Hewitt. Snap for goal by Hewitt. St Kilda's first goal at the 22-minute mark. Glad that was Hewitt. I just plucked that name fair out of my rear end.
They've been playing 22 minutes and Geelong well in command in the first quarter. Could be a free kick, although Cameron calls for play to continue, and the mark taken by Bennett. Cunningham out wide to Folletic. Not a great try for the ball. Oh, decided to go high and was allowed to play on. Card in control, asked to play on again, held without the football. Free kick, Ray Card.
Card looks good when he gets in the pack. Across the face of goal to Whitcomb. Up short of centre wing, one-on-one here. Comes to the back to Nancarrow. Dashes away from Cox. Boss. Not a good kick to centre half forward. Matthews. Left footer. Inside centre half forward now. In goes Fiddler for it. Bright, cleverly. Blake. Left foot snap. There's a breeze blowing, but it's not a hurricane. And that's a behind.
Plays 7 with Geelong in front. Mossop in the pack, didn't try to mark, and that's why umpire Cameron said he got one over the shoulder, and the big Geelong man will take the free kick. Lead by Johnson towards centre half forward. He's out-positioned there by his opponent. Ball hits the turf again, and St Kilda have the troops on the ground. A short kick could fall into Clark or Barker. Tried to do the now you see it, now you don't trick, and got caught with the ball, but ridden into the ground, Trevor Barker. Another free kick. And a 15-metre penalty, and a bit of a ding-dong.
Unusual from David Clark. He looks a bit frustrated. Barker's kick to centre half forward. All Geelong. Mossop, fourth mark. Over the wing. Thomas at the back. Huge leap by Cox, but he interfered. Well, it was either Thomas or Cox. Both of them a bit into Johnston's back, and he'll take the free kick. Goes for the short one. Lead by Matthews. In front of Durnan. Matthews wide out near the boundary line. He pops up a short one to Blake. Barry Breen hasn't got a clue which way Blake's going. Blake is in front, and there's no way he can mark from behind this fella. And Rod Blake going for his second goal. He's kicked 1 goal, 2. And Geelong's score of 4-3. Distance only about 25 metres. Very narrow angle. Oh, beauty. 2 freak goals by Blake.
Rod Blake could be the answer to Geelong's low scoring problem. Playing added time, and the Cats lead by 26 points in the first quarter. Nobody really looked as if they wanted the football until David Clark came in. Finally, it was Roberts, turfed as he got a kick. Play on was the call. Barker on the ground, Tuff off the ground, gets to Duperuzal, who mishandled Foletic. And Geelong defence pretty strong. It's taken away Herbert the chance, but he fumbled, and now he has to look for somebody else, and that could be unfortunate. Whitcomb breaks 3 tackles, not far enough, so play on, knocked forward again. Very untidy football.
Mossop wins. Barker on fingertips. Mossop off 2 knees. Herbert handballs anywhere. Popped over the top by Hewitt to Duperuzal. Centre half forward, another ball up.
Ugly looking pack around the ball as Mossop wins high. There's a whistle, and it'll be a Geelong free kick. That'll break it up. Ray Card going back. Looks for Terry Bright, who's in front of Elphinston, who gets the fist there. Ball hits the ground, and it's all Geelong. Johnson, plenty of time to get rid of it. Featherby, a quick kick. Fortuitous. Nope. All Neil. Inside it. Big chance for Matthews. Gives it across to Whitcomb. Oh, great tackle. Great tackle. Almost a certain goal. And there's Fiddler to tidy up for St Kilda. Pushed off his kick, but it falls to Saru, who has a chance for Burns going past in the centre. Kick it quickly, and he did.
Centre half forward. And Bennett interfered. Jeffries coming up for his millionth kick. Goes for the short pass. Either Nancarrow or Clark, taken by Bruce Nankervis. Up towards the wing, half forward, on his own is Featherby. 2 number 11s in the centre, and Burns gave him a lot of latitude then. Here's Blake in the forward pocket. The ball beats him out of play. Blake doesn't mind getting possession wide out in the pocket. He's kicked 1 from the left and 1 from the right pocket, right on the boundary line.
Geelong 33, St Kilda 7, 28 minutes gone first quarter. Blake, an enormous thump, but he gave away the free kick, which is gleefully accepted by Saru in the back pocket. Nobody guarding the mark. Saru to the centre of the ground. Dunn forced to go for the fist, and Burns there for St Kilda. Under pressure from Neil. Good tackle, Neil. Holding the ball. Good decision. Nope, he's going to bounce it. Not so good. Mossop winning handsomely in ruck. Burns a short kick, and Geelong have the people out there. Fox is first to the ball. Fox? Fox. Saru and Mossop, and the younger man wins, but that's the end of hostilities with Geelong 5-3-33, St Kilda 1-1-7.
Was supposed to be.
Herbert.
Yeah,
Herbert started. He started.
Duperuzal has not had a kick and doesn't look like getting one.
Had a couple of touches.
Jesus, you've seen 2 hand passes I didn't see.
Can't pass it over the umpire. Roll tape. Peter Cameron's bounce at the start of the second term. It's Geelong by 26 points, and they gain first possession through Bruce Nankervis, whose kick isn't a good one, but it bounces nicely for Neil. Neil towards the full forward area. Matthews to fly from behind, but it's all St Kilda, and the defensive mark pulled in by John Durnan. Former Geelong player. Durnan decides to play on. Ran a fair measure. His left foot kick is not a good one, but it fell nicely for Burns, who just dropped down in front of Featherby from the centre. He sends the ball outside back to Durnan. Good follow-up football.
Durnan's kick to half forward, just inside the line. It was taken by Hewitt. And the umpire ruled it was just inside the line. Hewitt's kick up short of the goal square. Thumped out of the air by Jeffries. It comes to Boss, who's caught by Breen. Ooh, looked as though he one-handed the ball away. Comes to Mossop. Over half back he goes. Now towards the outer wing. Too far for Bright. In fact, out of bounds on the full.
Wolfenston towards half forward. Good long kick. Looks for Bennett, who's in front, can't hold the mark. And eventually it's Card's fist, of course, which put it across the line. Saru and Mossop doing battle. Saru the front position and got the tap 2 and got the free kick 3. Now he plays on, gives it to Roberts. He's called upon to keep going. Spins towards Breen. Was he pushed in the back? No. And an ugly pack develops. But St Kilda have it within scoring range.
Breen now in attack for St Kilda. Saints have Sutherland on the ground. He's tall, marking Rod Blake. Umpire Cameron calls for it. The ball held in, he rules. And this will be a ball up. Inside centre half forward. St Kilda in attack. They've managed only 1-1 for the game so far. Mossop can't get clear. It comes out to Breen. Shrugs his way clear. Hooks towards the goal square. Scott's there with Malaki. He's got a difficult task on him. Duperuzal centres the ball, keeps it in play. But before he got his kick, the ball was over the line. So it's going to be a throw in the right forward pocket.
No alteration to the quarter-time score. Geelong by 26 points and Mossop dominating the ruck. Gets it down to Bruns. Having a bit of trouble picking it up. He was grabbed himself. Barker grabbed high. And yet another bounce. No, there's a whistle there. And umpire Cameron saying that they ought to try and keep it in play instead of hide the ball underneath them. Close to St Kilda's scoring area and Mossop down to Bruns. Smothered. St Kilda a chance here. Folletic. Oh, it looks like an all-in wrestle. Still going, bouncing free, and another whistle. Had to be.
Mossop beats Breen. Taken by Boss up towards the wing. Socket forward by Saru, not very good. And a chest mark out there is taken by Mangels.
Could be Ray Card. He's got possession on the half-back flank. In towards the centre of the ground. He's looking for Johnson, led under the ball and knocked away from him. Featherby to send the Cats forward again. Bright is shepherded by Matthews. A race to the ball here. Fiddler right on his hammer. Trips over. Bright possession. Into the pocket. It's all St Kilda. Oh, it's bounced past. It could go through. Johnson. Wait, there's a whistle. Umpire Marcy set a push. It's the tall, lanky frame of Sutherland who gets the free.
More close to the boundary line, looking for Saru, who gets one over the shoulder from Neil. It's not Cowboy Neil. And it's taken by Jeff Saru. Up towards the centre of the ground. Bennett a good lead and a good catch overhead. His kick out to centre wing. Cox doubles back for it. Inboard to Barker. Barker at left half forward. Little toe poke is badly directed, and the mark to Ian Nancarrow.
Nancarrow defending down the grandstand side. Roberts is in front. Nice mark by Bruns, who was possibly second touch to the ball, but it was paid by Marcy. Now half forward his target. Johnson there, and a nice mark in defence once again for St Kilda by Durnan. He to Saru in trouble. Pushed just as he got his kick. The result, Hawkins sees Bruns. The lead, downfield ignored by Bruns. Blake from behind. And Durnan once again cleaning up for St Kilda. Had the option of the hand pass for Elphinston, but went for the boundary and found it.
Saru and Mossop. Saru could have pushed him in the back. Picked up by Dunn, who's been a fairly quiet player, former interstate player. Now to Fiddler. Over the wing to half forward. All Geelong here. Jeffries waited for it to bounce. He's killing it. Left foot kick along the boundary line. Nancarrow. High one to the pocket. Bruns on his own. Where was Roberts? Neville Bruns with a long kick towards the goal square. Blake out of position here, and Ricky Sutherland takes a good mark in only his third game. He's 6'5½", so he's got the height needed against Blake.
Looking for teammates further afield. Barker is one of them, but he's not in that particular event. He struggles for the ball now. Did he get a push? Yes, said umpire Cameron. You should have pushed it on, though. Golly, that was a bit tough. We'll have to come back. It's not Nankerrow. In fact, it's Bruns who's getting the free kick. He goes short. It's for Mossop. That could have been in the back, but wasn't. Clark. Crumbs there for Bright if he's good enough. Now Blake knocking on in Bright's direction. Elphinston. And it's a bit greasy out there. They're having trouble holding their footing. Johnson gets the hand pass unintentionally from Dunn. He's forced to give it away again. And Geelong fiddling around with it till Nancarrow gets on his right boot, kicks into the pocket for a throw in. It's 33-7 and no change to the half-time score. They've been playing 7 minutes. Quarter-time score, of course. It's only the second quarter. And Terry Bright has kicked for goal, but he's missed. So that's the first change to the score since quarter time. It's now 34-7. And the short pass finds Elphinston.
Still behind half-back, well behind half-back. Thomas up to centre wing for Duperuzal. Beaten to it by Boss. He's got the height, the stretch, and the pace to beat him. Centre half forward. Oh, Johnston should have taken that mark. Push down was Bright and will take a free. Terry Bright, right in front at centre half forward. His distance about 50 metres, coming up for kick number 6. He's already kicked 2 goals, 1. And he'd give the distance here a bit of a nudge. Whitcomb offers him a lead in short. Bright, beautiful kick, but just offline. 2-2 to Bright in Geelong's score of 5-5.
There's a bit of trouble, but Durnan evades the problem and kicks long. Looking for Burns in the centre, and the punch down, however, comes Geelong's way. They're in attack once again. Yates into the pocket. Matthews, oops, roughly dealt with. They had a bit of 15 all, by the way, afterwards. Just stumbled accidentally over the top of his opponent, but received a decent clout. The distance, 40 metres. And he has threaded it right through.
Now you haven't trouble with Yates.
Yeah. It was with them.
That was Woodgate.
As soon as he turned around, I saw the black bitten on his Guernsey.
Geelong 41-7, 10.5 minutes into the second quarter. Fly hack out of the air. Chase on between Cox and Nancarrow. Cox wins. Thomas, left foot along the boundary line, intercepted by Boss. Good football. High bounce for Nancarrow. At the back, Clark. centres the ball for Johnston. Has a break on his opponents. Bad bounce. Right foots it towards the goal square. Bruns at the back. He's got it. No, he had first touch. Comes to Bruns again. 30 metres out. Just offline. As Terry Bright says, why didn't he kick it to me? He was on his own in the goal square. Geelong fans not too happy with umpire Cameron disallowing Bruns' mark.
There's the little Geelong rover. Waiting to scout this pack. Mossop is there. Tries for the mark, and yes, has he got it? He's allowed. The third bite was good enough then. 15-metre penalty. Saru interfering with the relaying of the ball to Mossop. And that puts Mossop within range. Shooting for Geelong's 7th goal. To give them a 39-point lead. He's offline. So Geelong are 6-7. And they lead by 6 straight goals.
Kick towards the outer side by Thomas. Sutherland in front. And has paid the mark. A free kick over the shoulder, actually to Saru. The inboard he goes to Hewitt. He's kicked to centre half forward. Boss thumps away from Barker. Runs down to Nancarrow, ridden into the ground by Duperuzal, who comes out with the ball. Left foots it to Roberts at half forward. Ian Nancarrow all over the top of him. Tidied up by Hawkins. He's kicked to half forward. Whitcomb leads everywhere. Matthews streaming down the ground, as is Bruns. Johnston goes towards the pocket. Johnston with Thomas. Thomas the spoil, and the ball out of bounds.
12 minutes gone, second quarter. Geelong by 6 goals as Blake wins possession almost from the ruck. Taps it, but it'll be thrown in. Right beside the behind post at full forward right. Geelong in attack, leading by 36 points. Blake from behind. Last minute inclusion. Barker's kick partially smothered. Johnson with the left foot snap. Geelong have really done all the attacking in this game.
Thomas goes straight up the centre of the ground looking for Saru. Mossop's there as well, comes to the back to Featherby. Mossop pushed out, rules umpire Cameron, and will take a free. Geelong all over St Kilda. Mossop's 8th kick at the 14-minute mark, second quarter. Thumped towards the goal square by Blake. And it screamed through the goal square for a behind.
Once again, St Kilda going the defensive route into the pocket, and the mark pulled in for them by their centre half back. It's Grant Thomas right in the back pocket. He kicks along the, it's going to be close to out on the full. It is out on the full. Jeff Cunningham took the mark, but he was outside the plane of the line when so doing. This is Murray Whitcomb, number 18 for Geelong. Towards half forward, a wobbly kick for Johnson to try. Blake! His 5th mark, and the big fellow a dominant force from the Geelong forward line. And the big cat holding the football in one paw. "40 metres out. It's close. That's all it is.
Peter Johnson being interchanged and Michael Turner coming on the ground as Mossop takes a fine mark on the outer side of the ground at left half forward. Turner has missed about the last 5 games through injury. Comes off the interchange bench as Blake marks again, but he pushed out his opponent, and Sutherland will take a free kick. And Mike Turner, a popular figure down at Geelong, and the Geelong fans will hope that he gets into the game pretty quickly. Nancarrow with a mark now at left half forward. Nancarrow Bruce.
Sees the lead by Bright. Barker a long way behind him. Gave him that extra 2 metres, and that's all Terry Bright needed.
St Kilda only a patch on the team who beat Fitzroy last week.
Bright 45 metres out, almost straight in front. Shooting for his 3rd goal. Not a good kick. Another behind. Geelong having all the attack. There it is, out to that pocket once again. Barker is the man who led out there, but he's run past the ball. Featherby in big chance. Screws it back in. Blake the target again. David Clark. Straight forward to shoot for goal. I don't think that's missed. That's a goal.
St Kilda getting the father of a hiding here. 53-7 at the 17.5-minute mark. Duperuzal spills it out to Roberts. Roberts crunched to the ground by Featherby and will take a free for a high tackle. Could nearly have had 15 metres then as Bruns kicked it about 20 feet over his head. Roberts with the free from centre wing. To centre half forward. Feletic hasn't been sighted, and chiming in there was Bennett to take a good mark, virtually uncontested. And John Bennett at centre half forward, a good 55 metres from goal, left foots it to the goal square. Breen's back there with Scott. Defensive mark to Geelong, and Jeffries has killed them back there.
Geelong have big marks at both ends of the ground. Paul Jeffries at the back line and Rod Blake in the forward line. And they've really dominated the air with Mossop marking everything around the ground. Knocked away from Mossop that time. Cunningham dives on the ball on the ground. Here's Cox. He's grabbed with the ball, loses in the tackle, and was adjudged to be holding the ball. And Mossop it is who's going to get the free kick. Number 10 for him for the game. One of the leading kick getters on the ground. St Kilda getting in front, but not grabbing hold of the ball. Cox a double-handed knock on. And the chance now for Burns. As Cox shepherds well again. Geelong in the air, the big fist. But there's a mark in the pack, and I'll let umpire Cameron sort that one out. It's Feletic who's coming up with the football. First mark, first kick. Milan Feletic. And I think he's missed. It looks as if St Kilda are about to make a double change on the interchange bench. Gorozidis and Herbert.
Barry Breen being taken off by Jezelenko. Replaced by Herbert. Malaki's kick towards the outer side. Feletic tries to come from behind. Can't steal that one. And the mark to Jeffries again. Who's that, Kevin? 4 marks to Paul Jeffries. Coming out for kick number 9 at the 20-minute mark, second quarter. To half-forward flank. Comes to the back to Turner. Gets his first possession. Mike Turner runs back about 10 metres, then hooks it to centre half-forward. Good mark in front to Fiddler.
Yes, he out-positioned David Clark splendidly on that occasion. Saru, however, is going to mark this one for St Kilda. Oh, pardon me, they said. Don't stand on the mark that closely, please. Fiddler butters up again and kicks towards half-forward, but it's all Geelong, and there's Mossop. St Kilda are really getting slaughtered.
Mossop's kick to the centre circle. Bruns a fine catch before Cunningham could get there, or Burns. And a 15-metre penalty against Burns by umpire Marcy.
And a speaking to by umpire Cameron de Bruns.
Neville Bruns, good kick to the forward line. Blake's back there, too much carry for him, and the mark in defence to Thomas.
His fifth mark. He sees Saru unguarded at half forward, shovels the hand pass further afield, and Geelong through Sutherland, breaking through the centre of the ground towards half forward, and the big catch finally for Hewitt. Can't get clear of that guarding tackle. Nancarrow being brought back on the mark. It's up in the air. High flyers needed, and there's one of them. Mark Boss. Geelong supreme on the back line.
Bruce Nankervis, right half back, up towards the wing, looking for Neil with Duperuzal. He marks. Umpire didn't play it. And the ball out of bounds for a throw-in. Mossop and Saru to do battle for the throw-in at centre wing. Centremen fly in for it. Duperuzal leaves it for Roberts. Roberts kick to half forward. Hewitt at full stretch. Ian Nancarrow at the back of him. One way, then the other. Threads the handball through to Hawkins, who's barreled by Cox. Cox comes out with it. Good football, Doug Cox. Kick to full forward. Faletic is still about 35 metres out. On to Doug Cox again. Gorazidis, he's only 10 metres out. And he missed. You wouldn't believe it.
I think he heard footsteps because he did a quick little turn left.
Yeah, there was a man going to the toilet in the stand. The closest man to him.
Geelong coming away. A chain of hand passes, finishing with Yates, who sends forward, and Barker is there to mark on his chest in defence for the Saints, just on the defensive side of centre. 15-metre penalty pulled up by Marcy. And nobody very interested in the football until Jeff Dunn sprinted about 40 metres to pick it up. Now they have to have another go, Jeff. You never make quarterback in American football. Barker, pretty close to St Kilda's best. It's all Geelong in front once again, and there's Jumping Jack to pull in the mark. And a 15-metre penalty. Certainly not adding to the spectacle.
Well, Parker's that far behind Thomas for the St Kilda's best. It's not funny. Hawkins from centre half back. Oh, at the wing, Turner. The umpire didn't play it. Turner gets it up the ground to Neil. Neil keeps it in there, just as Elphinston was trying to pick up and dash downfield. And the crowd not happy that Turner's mark not paid. Boss now for Geelong. Inside centre half forward. Bright's there, comes to the front. Bruns paddles out. Turner again. Ducks his head. And will take a free. St Kilda have managed only 2 behinds in this quarter, 1 goal 3 for the game, and we're about to enter time on in the second quarter. Geelong 7-11, St Kilda 1-3. And Turner, who came off the interchange bench for his first run about 10 minutes ago, kicking for his first goal of the match, aims it right, it comes back, beautiful goal. Geelong's 8th. And the Geelong players were very quick to go up and congratulate Turner. I think they're pleased to see him back in the senior 20. Thomas, St Kilda player.
Stupid. St Kilda trailing by 50 points as Elphinston gets the kick out of the ruck. It's almost claimed by Bennett, mishandled by Nancarrow. Badly. Faletic to shoot for goal. Is it straight? Not long enough. Malaki off hands. And a lot of interference before the ball was within 50 metres, let alone 5. Malaki, the short kick, finds Nancarrow. There is no St Kilda player within sight. Nancarrow to the wing. Again, Boss alone. Almost unattended.
Back to David Clark, just inside the boundary line. Featherby. Turner gives him a lead and dashes away from Thomas. Featherby drives it long to full forward. Matthews.
Not a St Kilda player has touched the ball from one end of the ground to the other. They have not even been close enough to read the brand name.
Kelvin Matthews right in front, 20 metres from goal, going for his second, Geelong's 9th. This isn't a game, it's a shame.
Geelong by 55 points. Saru gives possession in the centre to Cunningham. St Kilda going forward, but not for long. Red card for Geelong to that half-forward flank. Looks for Turner, knocked away from him. Kept in play, Turner coming back to it again. Looks for teammates further afield now. Punts it up towards Bruns. And Bruns to shoot for Geelong's 10th goal. Great individual skills by Michael Turner. And got a pat on the back from Nancarrow. Bruns, his 11th kick. Missed. Sneaked in for a behind.
Durnan to himself. Then towards the outer side, Saru with Mossop. And Saru beats him for one of the few times. Infield to Sutherland. Good dodge and weave by Sutherland. Half forward already as Bennett runs onto it with Hawkins. Bennett beats him. Centres the ball. Gorozitis! Didn't take the mark. That's been paid.
Loves the climb, the little fella.
Saw him kick 1-7 about 3 weeks ago and wouldn't put a fortune, not that I've got one, on this kick for goal. Gorozitis missed from 10 metres about 2 minutes ago. This, 25 metres. St Kilda have only kicked 1 goal and they've still only kicked 1 goal.
And that's what's called the pauper's punt. Larkey looking for Mossop. Saru with the fist and a good knock too. It's Geelong. Jeffries, just a chain of hand passing here. Clark, the 3rd hand pass. Finally they will get it. Duck your head into that one, pal. You held it too long. Kilda going forward again. A chance. But Geelong again, the Scouts, as Nancarrow gets a feed. Tapped down by Thomas. Cox struggling with Turner, brings it to hand. Too high he was grabbed and gets the free kick. Short pass. Roberts lurking in the centre of the ground. Has to straighten up now and goes towards Leeds by Folletic, but it falls short at the half-time siren. And it is a runaway canter by the Cats, who lead by 55 points.